We can
You can
begin.
begin.
Excellent. Thank you so much. All right, so we'll call this meeting to order at 4:04 on February 24th, 2025. Let's do a roll call, please.
Speak.
Hi.
MK,
Oh, here.
Nikki Smith,
Here.
Connor Kerrigan. Connor, are you present? Kayla McCoy, Pam Garvey,
Here.
Ann Hubbardge.
So, if at all possible, Nikki, I know that you mentioned that you are multitasking and you have to be off cameras. Totally understand. We get it. What we want to do though is make sure that we can be on camera as much as possible. So if you're able, do be on camera, everyone else, and then we'll just kind of go from there. Um,
As long as
yeah.
people are on camera for the votes, that's all that really matters.
Oh, okay, cool. That works. That works. Well, here's the thing. So we're about to do approval of the minutes from February 3rd and February 10th. I don't know if you had a chance to review for approval.
I did.
Okay. How about you, Pam? Did you get a chance to review the notes?
Yeah, I skimmed over them. They look good.
Okay, cool. Connor, I don't know if you're back just yet.
Hi, sorry, say that again.
Okay, so did you get a chance to review the minutes?
Oh, I did.
Okay. So we'll take a quick vote on approval of the minutes. And if you could be on camera for that kind of, and then you can jump back off if necessary. Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Uh, do I have a motion to approve minutes from February 3rd and February 10th?
I move to approve the minutes from February 3rd to 10th.
Second.
Second.
All right. So all those in favor say aye.
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 Excellent. Cool. That's what we need, right? So from this point, we can if you need to for various reasons be off camera, then so be it. It's totally understand. So let's roll through the remainder of the agenda. Task force discussions, status of applications. Christine, could you give us a status report on that?
Sure. We've had one application that came in either yesterday or this morning so
Okay.
far.
Perfect, perfect. My sense, everybody, is that we might get a deluge of applications in the last day or so. That could totally happen, or not. So we'll see what how things might play out. Uh, no need to take bets or anything, but yeah, go ahead, Pam.
Yeah, I'm sorry because I know we went back and forth on dates. What is the absolute deadline for someone to apply?
I think the deadline that go ahead, Christine, isn't that March 10th?
March 7th.
March 7th. There we
March
go. March
7th.
7th.
Okay.
Even more. March 7th. So we're at March 7th that Friday. So not that Monday, that Friday, for people to get their applications in. And that kind of moves us into uh another part of the conversation, which is outreach regarding nomination process. I trust that all of you have shared that we have this application process open with your network of poets and people who might know poets. I want to encourage you to continue to do that. One of the things that I was chatting with Christine about is uh, constructing a press release to let people know more broadly. In years past, there was interest in the poet laureate, and we've gotten coverage in news media. It would be good if we can make sure that people are aware of it. In terms of yeah, so if so, Christine, how might we go about pulling together a press release for dissemination?
I did check in with my team this morning on that, and our office is happy to draft something and share it with our media contacts. I'd also be interested to get Connor's thoughts since he does comms for the mayor's office. but I also know he's multitasking. Regardless, I think internally at City Hall, we are able to get that done.
You know what, Nikki, we do have a social media graphic, at least one that I've shared on social media, but you would have to provide additional information on top of the graphic itself. So I shared the graphic and a link to the web page. So that's what I ended up doing. And if you go back to the email that Christine sent out, a launch announcing the launch of the application, you'll see both the graphic as well as a link that you'll be able to utilize in promoting. Now, Connor, we did have a question about coordinating with your office, the mayor's office, regarding putting out a press release. Christine, what was the question specifically?
Oh, I just indicated that I checked in with my team today, and our office is happy to draft something to share with media, but just wanted to touch base with you on that as well, since you're leading comms for the mayor's office.
Yeah. So social media, we're gonna get stuff scheduled this week. I apologize. I've been behind. And then if you wanted to draft a press release and just share it over with me, my media list is big and we can get a good reach on that. So happy to coordinate with Yusuf or whoever in your office, and also start to get the social media posts rolling as early as this week.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'll get a draft to you within the next couple of days, and we can take it from there.
Perfect. Appreciate it.
And we'll let everyone on the task force know what's going on to keep you in the loop.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. One of the things that we also chatted about was the involvement of St. Louis Public Library, and this also dovetails into the next thing, which is outreach to St. Louis County. St. Louis Public Library and St. Louis County Library, they have an agreement where essentially if you check out a book from anywhere, then I mean, it's a shared relationship. Perhaps a future for the poet laureate looks something like that, where there is both, where there's some sort of agreement with St. Louis City and St. Louis County in some kind of way, where the poet laureate represents the region, truly. And so that is hopefully something that can happen, right? But in the interim, we can at least promote this with St. Louis Public Library in some kind of way. And I think just having the social media graphic, the link, plus the press release, if we're able to share that with someone in their office, then maybe they'll also help, promote this through the branches throughout the city of St. Louis. But the main idea is that since the poet laureate will be an ambassador of letters, an ambassador of the literary arts, of poetry, that might be a natural ally in this effort to get the word out. Any other thoughts? And is there anyone else that we should probably target and invite to help us get the word out about what we're doing regarding the poet laureate?
I'm happy to reach out to Waller McGuire. He's the CEO of SLPL, unless anybody else has a relationship that they are interested in utilizing. I can just kind of determine, not just for outreach regarding the nomination process, but maybe coming before the task force to have a discussion about what a more like comprehensive partnership might look like moving forward.
Oh, that would be fantastic. And I don't have a better contact. So so unless you have a better contact, Pam or Nikki.
Which organization is it, Christine?
St. Louis Public Library.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, has anybody reached out to the St. Louis Poetry Center yet?
Yes. I sent a message to
Oh, great.
Anna the other day to make sure that she's
Great.
aware. Yeah, that's good. Anybody else that we should be reaching out to? And again, I want to encourage you, because you're a task force member, if you have the relationship and you have the materials, go ahead and do the outreach as well. Just remember who you reached out to in the first place so that we can capture that information in our minutes. And again, you don't have to have an answer right now, but if you do come up with something, just let us know via email, and then go ahead and get the word out so that we can get this information out there before time expires.
I will say I've noticed MK, I saw your socials. I think I shared your Facebook post, and on the platforms that I've shared it, it has received a lot of reshares. So hopefully people are just taking time to put together everything that's needed for a nomination.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. I think so. Also, during that post, or on the as a result of that post, I heard from at least one poet who was disappointed that he wouldn't be able to apply because he lives in St. Louis County. And that also kind of spurred me towards having this conversation with you, Christine, regarding how we can get St. Louis County involved. But yeah, but I agree. I think if we have, there should be, if you have poets in your circle, anybody who cares about literary arts in your circle, they will take notice, and people will reply or respond in some kind of way. And I think that's all we can really ask for. And they have, if they've seen it in enough time, they should have time to be able to put something together and submit an application. All right. So one of the things I wanted to mention, and by the way, today might be super breezy and quick. So yeah, we're doing great. But we I was again communicating with Christine, and she brought up Councilwoman Lisa Clancy of St. Louis County as a person that we might be able to discuss creating a similar process for. And the reason why is because again, we do have poets who live in St. Louis County, and of course, that was the nature of some of our early conversations in this process. How do we involve poets from St. Louis County? Now, my ideal is not to have like a poet laureate for St. Louis City as a poet laureate for St. Louis County, but maybe that is a bridge process until we can figure out something more. But what's important to me is that if we do have poets in St. Louis County, that they're seen, that they're heard, that they're affirmed, and that there's a process in place where they can be able to apply for something like this or become a poet laureate, especially as we make this opportunity specific to St. Louis City, right? So if we could figure out a way to kind of bring that conversation forward, then that would be good. So I sent the email. I thought I sent the email to her, but then Christine, in her resource, her ability to pay attention and her all of her resourcefulness, she was able to like notice that unfortunately I didn't send it directly to her, and so we were able to make sure that she received the message. I did the best I could to communicate how important this is, and that there are even poets in her district that are interested in this opportunity, but they won't necessarily be able to participate uh, right now because of the limitations. And so, as soon as I hear back, I'm happy to share what she communicates via email, and then we can discuss it openly as well. But my hope is that St. Louis County would get on board with supporting the St. Louis Poet Laureate in some kind of way, so that poets, no matter where you live in St. Louis, will have an opportunity to participate. Any thoughts, or before I move on from that item, any thoughts about that? All right, cool. All right, so the next thing I wanted to bring up, uh, so that our meeting schedule moving forward, one of the big things is scheduling time to interview semifinalists, as we noted before. During right now, we're looking at sometime between March 24th to April 4th, as it just like making sure that you're flexible during that period, because we'll be interviewing the three semifinalists, or the three finalists for the position, and we'll want to just make ourselves available so that we can get that done. So again, we're looking at March 24th to April 4th. Um, I think that's a good window to let whomever is able to advance to this round be made aware of the opportunity. That way we can hopefully book them for some sort of meeting. Yeah. So Pam noted that she'd be out of town from March 27th to March 30th. So that thank you so much. Go ahead, Christine.
I just wanted to apologize because I realized when I was drafting minutes this morning that I said I would send everyone an email to get their availability at our last meeting, and I did not do that. So if we can either set aside availability now to mark on people's calendars, or I'm also happy to follow through on what I said I would do, which is to send everyone an email to get some compatible times. And to the extent possible, I think you're able to get interviews knocked out in that first week. It would be helpful with the process if we want to seat someone by swearing in.
So ideally between March 24th and 27th, is that what you're saying?
I think between the 24th and 31st.
Okay. So that means that for Pam, since she's out of town the 27th through the 30th, that means that we would have 24th, 25th, and 26th. And then Pam would not be able to participate. And then we would have the 31st. So those would be the key days. Those 24th, 25th, 26th, and then the 31st. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I am certainly available the 24th to the 26th, and again on the 31st. And certainly I can prioritize and make sure that I'm available those days. So let's go around a bit here. So Nick, what are you able to do? Are you able to do the 24th to the 26th and 31st as potential days?
Yeah, I can do that. Those days aren't an issue. It's just a matter of the timing, from a work perspective.
Sure,
But other than that, I'm good.
sure. So in terms of like time, what would be a good block of time during the day or evening?
I can, I would have to, I'd have to block. You guys just have to tell me, and then I would block my calendar.
Got it.
Because I can kind of flex my day depending on what I need to do. If I got enough time to move some things around.
Okay, perfect, perfect. How about you, Kaylin? Do you have time to set aside on the 24th to the 26th?
I'm pulling it up right now. I just got cast in another show,
Okay,
and I
good.
know the show dates are around that time. I just wanted to pull it up to
Okay.
be sure. So 1 second. Also, apologies for being late. I was taking a quiz that I was overly confident for, and it took longer than I assumed it would. Um,
Well, Kaylin, thank you for that. Connor, if you have any thoughts on the 24th, 25th, 26th, and the 31st as potential interview dates, if you can be available, or if something is preventing you from being available from those times, just let us know. That way we can um, figure out what we can do. So, Kaylin, as soon as you have yours, feel free to weigh in.
I'm curious if maybe like between 4 and 6 or something on the 24th would be easy just because you're already meeting on Mondays anyway. That seems to
Yeah,
be convenient time for folks.
yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe on
And that
the
might,
as well.
okay. I was saying that might work for to the interviewees as well, something in the evening.
Yeah. Late afternoon, evening sounds good.
yeah, the 24th is free for me, but the 23rd, the 25th, and the 29th, I have rehearsals in the evening.
Okay. So then the 24th, 26th, and 31st. Does that sound about right for everybody?
Mhm.
So if we can So
Would
we're
it be
talking,
evenings on the 26th, on that Wednesday?
well, I mean, we
I
can,
could,
there's some flexibility there.
yeah. I wouldn't be able to do that evening, but I could do Monday evenings.
You can do Monday evening.
Yeah.
Could you do
Yeah.
something earlier in the day on the 26th?
Yeah, I could. I just can't do morning because I teach in the morning.
Sure. So sometime in the afternoon.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay. So then we'll look at that as a possibility. Um, we'll look at, and then maybe we think about having, unless we feel strongly otherwise, we could look at having an interview that goes no longer than 45 minutes.
How many people did you want in the interviews? All of us, or two or three?
Yeah, that's a good point. Three,
Because
Christine?
I
You,
was thinking, oh, go ahead.
oh, you guys said you wanted to interview 3 semifinalists.
Right. So, but people interviewing in the interviews up to about, I guess it could be all the task force members, correct? Yeah.
Because I was going to say what Christine could do if you wanted to just send out, a Google poll or something like that, just to indicate morning, afternoon, evening for those dates. And that way you just have a clearer picture, at least two or three of us where we're available. Then you can slot an interview in that spot.
The only thing I'll say about not having all the task force members available is that essentially this interview will determine who will be the next
Yeah.
poet laureate. So
Mm,
that's a lot
that's true.
to kind of shoulder. But otherwise, if you don't mind giving your vote to somebody, basically, but not by
Well,
not attending. So yeah.
I mean, the conundrum I think we'll just have on either. Yeah, because I would imagine the battle on the other side is trying to get all of us in an interview, which is going to be probably the harder task to accomplish.
As long as it works with Anne and Connor's schedule, it seems like everyone's available from 4 to 6 p.m. on the 24th, 26th, and 31st.
Okay.
Except for Pam. Pam can't do can you do what was that again,
The
Pam?
26th, the evening, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do the evening. I could probably do like 4 o'clock, but I wouldn't be able to do evenings.
So you could do maybe like 4 to 5 on the 25th. I mean on 26th rather.
I should be able to work that out. Yeah.
That sounds super sketchy. We'll see. So if we could do more like
As
three to
as of right
five.
now,
Yeah.
as of right now, I have those times free.
Okay.
And then also just wanted to give you all a heads up that I do have the application post scheduled. It'll go out soon here from the city of St. Louis, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Perfect. Perfect.
I think if you hold 4 to 6 on both of those Mondays and we check with Anne, in theory, that should be enough time to interview 3 people.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. So then let's look at that. So then those Mondays, the 24th and the 31st, 4 to 6. And as a possible third day will be the 26th, but at an earlier time, maybe 3 to 5 or something like that in that slot. Does that sound like as a push day, like a day that if we need to have it, here's a 26th, 3 to 5 as a block? Because again, I think we can do the interview in 45 minutes. Unless you feel strongly otherwise, I think 45 minutes is reasonable. That would give us enough time to do potentially 2 interviews. I mean, it's kind of back and back, but it'll give us enough time to do 2 interviews, and we'll have to discuss it on another day. But we go from there. All right. All right. Sounds like we got a plan, everybody. It's great.
I'll double check with Anne that those times work for her as well.
Yep. That sounds good. Sounds good.
I had one more question on scheduling, which was moving forward, we've been meeting every week on Monday. Do you want to continue to keep those meetings every Monday at 4 o'clock?
What does everybody think?
Haven't we been doing every other Monday, or am I going crazy?
It was just last Monday we didn't meet because of President's Day, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm going crazy. Okay. Do we have an agenda for next Monday, or
No, I think we can, unless you all feel strongly about meeting, maybe to talk about the update, but we can get the status update via email from Christine. So we don't have to meet next Monday.
I loathe a meeting in search of an agenda, and so my
Yes.
vote would be if we don't have an agenda, let's not have a meeting.
Perfect.
Maybe on the 10th then, that's the Monday after the applications are due.
Let's do that.
And do you want to meet on the 17th as well?
So on the 17th, we would essentially be discussing our top three candidates, right? So on the 10th, we'll meet to say, okay, here's the number of applicants, here's the assignment. Then by the 17th, uh, as well as to figure out how we would come to our top three. And then we would get an alignment on the 17th of March, um, potentially. And then the interviews begin the 24th and the 31st. So what are your thoughts? Do we want to meet on the 10th and then the 17th to make sure that we can figure out who our top three are? Or do we think that we can do the top three? Nah, we should meet. We should meet.
I can note it up.
Right.
We can always cancel it if for some reason you don't think we need to meet on one of those days.
That's fair. All right, well, close. I mean, clearly we're getting closer. So this is good news. 10th, so we're not meeting next week. The 10th, we meet to really say here are the candidates. Let's make sure that we're all reviewing. Here is the rubric. Boom. Then we're off to the races. We meet on the 17th to talk about or to come to a consensus on our top three. That's what the whole meeting is about. And then after that we'll figure out who we can interview on the 24th and the 31st. Then I guess after the 31st, the next meeting is to finalize who our recommendation for the poet laureate is, right?
Mhm.
So that would be on April 7th.
Is that cool, everybody?
Yeah.
That works. Then that will be the big finale, and then that's the end of our business.
If you want it to be, I guess I would say you're all seated for several years. So if there's not that you need to meet every week, but if there's further exploration of ideas, we have the ability to do that if the task force is interested. Plus, you'll probably want to interact with the poet laureate once they're seated.
Absolutely. And we can figure out a meeting cadence based on that, and then further communication with Councilwoman Lisa Clancy and anything else that might come up, particularly with, let's say, St. Louis Public Library. Um, there are things that we'll be able to touch on after the fact, but I think that the 7th will allow us enough of a break, and maybe we move to a monthly meeting schedule. We could consider that, so then the next time that we would meet in this form would be in May, but in the interim, we'll be celebrating who the next poet laureate is by being at the I guess the swearing in and such, right? So,
Mhm.
all right, that's ambitious. I'm excited. Any thoughts? We already had an announcement that Kaylin is in another production.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I haven't signed the contract yet, so I can't really say much.
That's
They're pretty strict about that stuff, so I can't say much, but I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. Congratulations. Any other announcements anyone may have? Well, if there are no other announcements, I just need a motion to adjourn. Anything else, anybody, before we go? we just ran through it. We're just so efficient. No other announcements. Then can I get a motion to adjourn?
And move that we adjourn.
Second.
meeting.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. We'll continue to work.